it's exactly what I just said a minute ago.
Yeah.
It's because when you realize you're not in the world that you've been trained to believe that you're in, it changes who you are.
Right.
And you're going to spend all your time wondering, okay, well, who am I then? If this world's totally different, then it means I'm different. What
Yeah.
makes me so special that the entire apparatus set up against me is trying to convince me that I'm in this world. Well,
Yeah.
why all the energy? Why all the deception?
So I think that flat Earth is a stepping stone to the archaics work, right? Like you go to a newbie, and I can convince them of flat Earth quicker than you can convince them of what you're doing, because they're not even going to be able to understand what you're talking about. But once you take a step off of the globe, put your feet on the flat floor, then you're open and you can hear everything else. So I kind of look at I have a great video. It's called if you use the video search on the app, it's called The Stairway of Disbelief. And it's like you can't tell somebody the Earth is flat or that we're in a simulation. You have to start off with,
Baby
hey,
step.
Oswald didn't kill JFK. Start there, and then work your way up. Work your way up. Hey, 9/11 wasn't what they said, and you work your way all the way up to flat Earth simulation, center of creation, whatever you want, and it's a short. The ladder's getting shorter because of the apocalypse. People are starting to wake up. So this is the most amazing time to be alive, and I think that I love what you're doing, and I'm doing what I'm doing, and I kind of dedicated my life to this. I walked away from everything that I built my entire life around, and to do this because I felt this is what I need to do.
Well, what did you used to do, Dave?
So I was in the solar power business. I worked at a big solar power company, kind of taught them how to do commercial solar. Then that company was sold to a residential nationwide company, and so I left there and started my own solar power finance and development company with a couple of partners, and it was doing great. But my truth seeking was getting in the way. It was literally getting in the way, and I had to make a choice. What's that?
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, it was getting in the way, and the one partner, he couldn't care. He's like, it's whatever, and the other partner, which he's right. He's like, Dave, it's interfering with your work because I was more interested in the truth. And so I said, I can't. Like, I went to college. I went into corporate America. I left corporate America. Started my own company. I was making tons of money. Had lots of free time, and I'm gonna walk away from it all. Everything that I was taught. Like everything I did in my life was for power and money, and up to that point. And then I was like, I'm gonna walk away from all of this. Like, how am I gonna support myself? And then I went home that night, and I was paying my bills, and the app had just started, and my money came in from Apple, and when I was done paying my bills, I had $1 left, exactly, and I was like, huh. And then I'm thinking of leaving, and I asked God for a sign. I said, I need a sign. Like, this is crazy. I need a sign. And God gave me 2 signs. First, he gave me one. Now, I'll tell you what the sign was. I go into the office, and my partner goes, hey, we're doing a residential job. And let me tell you something. Residential jobs are a pain in the ass. You got to deal with the husband and wife. You're putting up 20 panels versus 5,000 panels.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And I go, really? He's like, for who? He goes, the Clintons. The Clintons in New York. And I'm like, really? And I look up and I go, can you give me another sign? And then the next thing he says, it was either later that day or the next day, I forget. He goes, oh, by the way, all the rooftops that we have easements on rooftops. He goes, we're gonna be leasing out 5G antennas. People they can put 5G antennas because we have the rights to do that. And I'm like, okay. All right, I get it, and I resigned.
All right.
Yeah, and so here I am, and and this is the first time in my life that I don't do this for money. But that's all I get accused of, that I'm doing it for money. You're selling your app. Why isn't the truth free? Okay, why don't you do everything for free?
Yeah.
I mean, you put out a ton of content for free.
All the time.
You
It's always
Yeah.
it's always those who provide the human family the least value who always try to devalue what those of us
Yeah.
who are trying to do our best doing.
Yeah.
I see it all the time. I basically ignore it. But
Yeah.
you know what? People get triggered. They get real triggered by other people's success, even if they don't know what it took and how much we had to sacrifice to make that success happen.
What I found is that the last thing on my list for my motivations is money. It is the last thing, but of course, money is important. You can't even you have to pay for the power to to run your computer to have these streams and whatnot. But it's
Absolutely.
the last thing on my list, and I know that because I'm doing what I feel is the right thing to do, that God does provide, and it's amazing. Literally, God delivers. Amazing. Every day is just absolutely amazing, and it's not because there's some divineness behind what I'm doing. That's
I
all I'm
agree.
saying.
So,
Yeah.
that's a great takeaway because, in the end, to me, it's all about my relationship with the oversoul. And the reason I'm so giving to my community, the reason I give them, because time is a commodity. People don't review it that way, but I spend a tremendous amount of time just making sure that my community gets to watch something new every other day. And time is it can be really expensive. So but it's because of my relationship with the oversoul that I do this, because I feel that every soul out there in the field who's hungering for information is an extension of the very oversoul that I'm doing. So whatever I'm doing for another soul, in essence, I'm paying back to God. So it's good to hear that you have the same perspective, that your relationship with God is also of the same, to where it's now you're beyond the good and evil. You're beyond the mammon. You're beyond the chasing the riches, chasing the almighty dollar, because this is what it's really about. I could be doing many other things in my life, and I'm not. This is what I've chosen to do.
This is what you chose. This is what I would do in my spare time if it wasn't my full time. This is what I do 24/7. And I was going to say I had a point. Um, the way people support me is they buy my app. But what are they doing? Are they supporting me? Or are they literally supporting their own truth journey? I'm making it easy for you. I'm giving you all the information so you can educate yourself and educate others. I made it as cheap as possible. And so let's say, hundreds of people get the app just from hearing this. We got 2,000 people watching, and I love it. I know about his app. Let me get his app. Great. That's great. I'm really happy about that. I appreciate it. But then when I get that one email going, Dave, I thought Flat Earth was the dumbest thing ever. I saw you on Archaics. I started looking into it, and oh my God, that's what brings me joy. That's what brings me joy. Like, I'm like, welcome. How can I help you? And
Yeah, I get a lot of good emails too. It's great.
yeah,
But,
I'm actually saving the email, the gratitude emails from all of the flat earthers, and then the evil emails I get. You're a piece of crap. I'm saving them. I'm gonna make a book where the right hand page is flat earther and the left hand page is
That's
Globe
a
Earther.
great idea, man.
I have
That's
hundreds
a
and hundreds.
fantastic idea.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a good idea.
So
Okay, awesome.
I have enough. I have enough to do it. I just have to get the time to do it.
At the top of each left page will say love, the other one will say hey.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're so funny. There's so many the Glovers. Basically, when the Glovers send me like the horrible emails, I just reply back, "Thank you for your contribution to my book."
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out, David. This has been awesome.
I just the last thing. Everything that I talked about today is at flatearthdave.com. The app. My appearances are there. There's all sorts of stuff there. If you're most of your audience is awake to Flat Earth, but if you're looking for good Flat Earth videos and you don't have the app, that's fine. Just go down on my website. It says Crash Course. There's a big banner, Crash Course, and all of those videos are hidden from you on Google. Start watching them. It's better than Netflix. When a lot of people get home, they're like, I want to watch a movie tonight. Go to that list. These are great movies. Whether you're a flat earther or not, they'll blow your mind. And if you're not a flat earther, you will be by the end of the movie. So there's all sorts of stuff on there to watch, and and then and also there's links to my videos. This is like on the app. If you go to the more resources page and click interviews right here, it goes to here we are. You're at the top of the list, and these are all the interviews that we're live right now.
Man, that was awesome.
Yeah, so everything's there, and you can find my interviews list. I think it's on the website also. So there you go. I appreciate
I have
it.
My moderators will please put Flat Earth Dave's website link in the description box. I know you guys have been doing it throughout the video.
They've been doing my YouTube, which is great. Appreciate it. But flatearthdave.com is
in
everything.
The description box is where you'll find it.
Yeah, everything is linked there, and I appreciate it. I appreciate your inviting me on your show.
Well, yeah, you can thank Ian because I was so impressed with Ian when I was in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Ian took me out to dinner. He took my dad and I out to dinner, and he was a really good communicator. He just dropped her name, and I said, you know what? About 3.5 years ago, man, I said, hell no. I said, man, that dude's crazy. I ain't talking to that guy.
Yeah.
And then, but I said, I would really like to have him on my channel now. And Ian's the one that made this possible.
So Ian, real quick on the Tesla machine, all these weird. I went to Mexico, and the first night there, I'm exhausted. We ended up being at a barbecue, and then the food didn't show up for 3 hours. And I found this Tesla machine. I was like totally impressed with it. They showed it to me, and then like the next day, I had met Ian at the barbecue. He introduced me to the people that make them, and then it turned into this whole thing. All of these circumstances just happened. I ended up getting one. They're not cheap. They're not cheap, and it's changed my life. And I've been helping some friends out that have some aggressive things that going on in their body that side effect is they disappear after they use the machine. So if anybody's interested in talking about that, you can reach out to me. But again, they're not cheap. You know, they're over $10,000.
All right. Well, look, I'm most certainly going to be inviting you back. Maybe a round table with some other people. You might
That'd
want
be
to
fantastic.
might want to suggest some other people who would come on and just. It doesn't have to be about flat Earth because I mean you've already demonstrated that you're knowledgeable on other topics as well. So it's been great, but I do have something I have got to do. It's almost 2:30.
All right.
And this I had a blast. This is great. We had a great time in the comment section. I've been monitoring a little bit, but I really don't have to do that, Dave, because I have some of the best moderators on YouTube. I really do.
Yeah. All right.
Great.
All right, Jason, thanks so much for having me. I really enjoyed the conversation, and I'm definitely looking forward to speaking with you again. You let me know when. I'll be there.
All right, man. Later.
All right, see ya.